Hello everybody, my name is Dang and this is my serial processing class, and today I decided to read a handbook for management, and I choose the passage 2 module 7 to 11, discipline and consequences. Okay, let's go with this. In well-managed classroom, teachers simultaneously develop a set of rules and procedures and a companion set of consequences and rewards related to discipline. Both sets are contained within a driven by the building level management system, which allows teachers to individual rules, procedures, consequences, and rewards of the special needs of their own classroom, applied properly in the interplay between the rules and procedures on the one hand and discipline, consequence, and rewards on the other foster to develop a positive relationship between students and teacher and create a procedure learning environment in the classroom. Under the term discipline brings to mind strategies for punished students. In fact, Mazzaro 2003 makes a strong case that disciplinary interventions should involve in balance both positive and negative consequences. In other words, appropriate discipline program involves strategies for both reinforcing positive behavior and dealing with an inappropriate and destructive behavior. The modules in this session address 5 key sets that categories of disciplinary interventions and that can provide a balance of the positive and negative consequence. So we should note that these classifications are somewhat artificial, although we discuss themselves separately. In reality, teachers frequently use these strategies in some combination, depending on the circumstances of the students involved. Through these modules, therefore, you will find that some of the examples we are offering not clear-cut example of a single approach, rather than they exemplify the point where the teachers tailor and missing the strategies are needed, drawing on a variety approach. Reflecting on your current beliefs and practices. Before reading this model in this session, take some time to reflect on your beliefs and perspectives and current practice regarding discipline and consequences. Then write your answer the following questions in the space provided. Your response will give you a basis for comparison as you read about the strategies recommended in the modules. Okay, I just skip this. Then I went to the module 7, teacher reaction. Teacher reaction include the verbal and physical reaction that indicate to the student that our behavior are appropriate and inappropriate. These reactions consist of a variety of verbal and non-verbal cues and signals that you can use to forewarn students about inappropriate behavior or to recognize or follow up on either appropriate or inappropriate behavior. Class meetings are which you gather students on the front of the room to set the stage for upcoming lesson or unit are good places to establish, practice, and rehearsal curves and signals that will be used for the next day of learning. If appropriate, you may also need to explain the reaction behind the specific curves and signal you will be using. Recommendation for the classroom practice. Here we consider two board categories of teacher reaction. Reaction that address inappropriate behavior, reaction that reinforce appropriate behavior. Reaction that address inappropriate behavior, verbal and physical or nonverbal reactions are simple, straightforward ways to address unacceptable behavior. You can use verbal and nonverbal reaction alone or together, depends then on the situation. In general, nonverbal cues alone are more effective than secondary level because secondary students have much more experience with and more attuned to subtle forms of communication. For example, everyone in the middle school and beyond knows that rolling your eyes means that say this form of communication can be effective than across the room. The following strategies include both verbal and nonverbal reactions. Short verbal cues or questions. When a student is misbehaving or appears headed for trouble, simply looking at the student and saying the student's name can make a difference. Similarly, you might simply ask, "What's going on?" For many students, this is all that's needed. The pregnant pause. Sorry for the disruption. I'll come back later.